At this point, I think maybe if I knock out this wall right here and then build out over the backyard, maybe then this will make sense. Hey, what's up, bookworms? Mike back with another book haul. This time for August of 2025. It was my birthday month, so some nice new things did kind of join the home library here. We're going to talk about all of those as we always do, and we'll begin like usual talking about digital purchases. Like I always tell you guys, I believe that they do count on your favorite digital reading device. I went out of my comfort zone this month and I said, you know what? I hear a lot of people talk about this. I like the Amazon show. Maybe I'll give this Bosch series a try one day. So what I had picked up, they had the first 5 Harry Bosch books by Michael Connelly on sale. And I said, why not? Let's go ahead and check that out because I think, I don't want to say sooner rather than later, but eventually rather. Because the crime detective stuff's not really my jam, but I did really, really love the TV show. So maybe I would give that a chance. Since I already have faces to put with the names, that always does help. And I love Titus Welliver as Harry Bosch. He was really, really excellent. Watch that if you haven't yet. I also picked up books 5 through 7 of Dungeon Crawler Carl. I have voiced my disgruntled feelings lately about how I do not like the way the series is progressing, as in like it's not progressing plot-wise, but I did say I was going to be continuing with this series next year. Since I don't have those on physical, I'm out of my physical copies, so I had to go ahead and pick up 5 through 7 on digital. I end up really, really loving them. Of course, I will add them to the collection in the nice new hardcovers that they are putting out. And I try to get this across to people. I like the series a lot. I'm just very, very annoyed because I think it could be one of my favorites if it just did this one little thing. Watch my most recent weekly update if you want to know about that. Lastly, one that I remember when the movie came out, I'd never heard of the series, but I love Peter Jackson, and that's what kind of raised my attention to it. But everybody told me the movie was terrible. I didn't watch it. This is the Mortal Engines Quartet. This is by Philip Reeve. Now, again, this is a series I don't know very much about. I have opened the door on, maybe some YA stuff that is more available or more makes it more something that I think that someone my age would probably prefer. And a lot of people have said Mortal Engines could probably scratch that itch a little bit, very much like a Neil Shusterman can. And I love having the door open to check out some new YA series because there's a lot of good stuff there. You just kind of have to weed out that stuff that may not be for you. And I know which stuff is not for me. So hopefully there's not a real big love triangle in there. We can get past these things. Let's go ahead and move along, guys, to some physical purchases. This is a classic I talked about recently. Recently I did talk about classics I haven't read yet, but one that didn't come up, that just barely got cut off the list, was Catch-22. Now this is a series I don't know a ton about, or a book rather. I don't think it's a series. I think it is just a regular book. Go standalone, and that's kind of foreign to us fantasy readers. But this one, I don't know. I've had a lot of people tell me that this is surprisingly funny. It is a surprisingly funny book. So if that is the case, then very, very cool. I don't know the first thing about it. I just know it is always on the list of classics you got to read before you die. And this is one that, outside of using the phrase, it's a Catch-22. I don't know much about it, but I'm very interested to maybe pick that up here in the next year or two when I get into a little bit more of the classics. Next, it's not really a book, but it's based on a book, so I count it. It's one of my favorite movies ever, and I talked about it also because we watched it recently. I did upgrade to the 4K because I think it's a movie that's beautiful enough to get it. This is Life of Pi. Hope that's not reflecting too bright there for you, but Life of Pi, Ang Lee's Life of Pi, based off of the Jan Martel book that is absolutely amazing. I think this movie is every bit as good as the book is. I love this movie so much, and I had it on DVD, and I was like, you know what? A movie that really, really could use an upgrade is this one. I'm happy to say, guys, here we are 14 years later. This movie has aged incredibly well. It is still beautiful. The transfer is amazing. If you think about upgrades of, is it worth it? This is one I think it benefits you to upgrade the visual feats that this movie is. Absolutely amazing story. If you haven't read it, you haven't watched it, do so immediately. And again, the book I think is every bit as good as the movie is, and vice versa. Sometimes it doesn't work that way. Sometimes, one is clearly better than the other. I think they're both great, and you'll be debating that ending for a long, long time. Let's look at some things I did get from some authors here. Now, what I usually tell you guys here is I'm not familiar very much with some of these, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the link down below if you want to check them out, and I encourage you to do so. Hit that link down below, show them some love, get them some recognition. First up, this is The Hunter by Owen Greer. This is The Receiver by Seth Jaffe. Hope I'm saying that right. Works for NASA. Hometown guy here. Works for NASA as flight control. That's really, really awesome. Chase your dream, my friend. Chase your dream. This is from a friend of the channel, Richard Swan. He wrote the Empire of the Wolf trilogy. It's this new book called The Scour. I think this is just a novella that just is, I believe it's a standalone. I don't know if this is in the world. No, I think this is in the world of Empire of the Wolf, because I think it's a Sir Conrad prequel. I'm not really sure. Very, very cool copy. Richard messaged me and said, hey, would you like that? And I said, of course I would. So this looks like it could be a couple days read right here. This is an advanced reader copy. So I don't know when this is actually coming out, or if it's coming out, or if it's going to be released to everybody, or how that's exactly going to work. I'll let you guys know when I have more answers to that. And I have a couple of mystery boxes here. Let's check these out. This is very pretty. Look at that. Red Demon. So let's open her up and see. Oh, we got all kinds of stuff in here. So let's get the book out first. Let's see here. All kinds of goodies. Let's see, we got some green tea, which always comes in handy this time of year. Okay. Bookmark. I support indie authors. Some very cool artwork on a postcard here. What is this? This is coffee. Now we're talking. This is ℓ𝕦𝕣𝕚𝕤𝕤. Arabica beans with subtle notes of wood smoke, frosty forest gorges, and childhood trauma. Okay. Ghost Sister on board. And let's see what the book actually is here. Red Demon by ℙ𝕦𝕤𝕤𝕤, if I'm saying that correctly. Got some really nice painted edges here. This is pretty rad. Not familiar with the book, but guys, check it out. And thank you, Sil, for sending that over. I will let you know when I drink the coffee, because that's something I very much look forward to doing. This is Bones and Betrayal, Silence of the Dead. I feel like I was talking to Andy Peloquin recently, and he was telling me he was reading the arc of this. It's got a note in it. I'll read the note afterwards. Get that out so I remember to read it. Let's see here. We got some stickers. We got a coaster. Got a bookmark. And was that an apple? No, it's a skull. It's a skull, and whew, that fragrance is strong. Well, room smells 110% better now. There's a little skull too, a little baby skull. So we got a daddy skull and we got a baby skull, or mommy skull and baby skull, however you want to look at it. A big brother skull, little brother skull. How would you look at that? I don't know. Anyway. So let's go ahead and open the book up, see who this author is, because I'm not familiar with it. Book 1 of Bones and Betrayal, Silence of the Dead by Mark Ewington. Murder is coming to Toronto, and it's got the skull can on the back. So that's effective use. This makes me think of Thinner, Stephen King's Thinner. If you know, you know. So thank you, Mr. Ewington. I do appreciate that. And again, thanks for livening up the smell in the room here. It's very, very bright. Let's look at some things from some publishers, guys. And again, I'm going to drop the links down below if you guys want to know more about these. This is a Pantomime by L.R. Lamb. I feel like I've heard that name before. This was sent over by Doll. Thank you very much. A couple from Flame Tree Press here. This is Opposite World by Elizabeth Ann Martins. And this is Unseen Gods by Justin Hawley. Am I saying that right? Justin Hawley, yes. Okay, Sargasso by Sophie Burnham. Ex Romana Book 1. Looks like a really cool video game. That's what I get from the cover. Crack the Code Before September 25th. This is Richard Osman, The Impossible Fortress. Or sorry, The Impossible Fortune. Too much fantasy there. I gotta think of Fortress right away. Very neat. So that comes out obviously in September. I talked about this one. I bought this on digital last month, and I guess they saw it. This is The Radiant King by David Dalglish, a book I hadn't heard a ton about, and now I hear about all over the place. So this guy, I think, is on the ascendancy. Good for him. This was sent over by Tor. This is the next book in a new series within the Black Company universe by Glenn Cook. This is Lies Weeping. I don't know how many books that series is going to be. I mean, I'll be straight. I didn't know that Mr. Cook was still writing. This guy is considered the grandfather of Grimdark, and I haven't read any of his books, and I feel really, really bad about that. I own the whole entire 10-book series of the Black Company, and I mean, I guess you can't call it entire now if there's new books coming out in it, but I own those 10. So, yeah, I've heard so many mixed things. With me in Black Company, it was the things I said I wasn't liking about ℚ𝕤𝕤𝕣𝕠𝕠. People were like, oh, well, then you're really not going to like Black Company. And it scared me off a little bit. But Black Company was on my bucket list for a long time. So I'm glad to see it is still going. So when I do get to it, maybe I'll find plenty to like there. You guys might recognize this fella. 18-year-old here, 18-year-old Geralt. We're getting an 18-year-old prequel series about Geralt of Rivia. I think this is supposed to be his first mission of Kaer Morhen. And this is sent over by Orbit. This is very neat what they did with this. Did it fall in there? I think it has something on it. It does. So you got the book. You got a bookmark. Looks like a feather. Every legend has a beginning. Then, for a nice touch, you have the feather. How cool is that? So thank you very much to Orbit for sending that over. I still never finished the regular Witcher series. It's like I love the first 2 books, and it just kind of got lower and lower. And I don't know if this is actually about Geralt. I might be more interested because that's my big complaint. Is I felt like it was a series called The Witcher, and The Witcher became more and more of a background character as it kept going, and that got a little frustrating to me. But this comes out, I think, sometime here in September, and a lot of people are very, very anxious about this. So I'm hoping that it hits those expectations with Mr. Sikorsky going back to the Witcher series. Got a few more over here. Got some more from Orbit. This is a reissue of the Greenbone Saga by Fondalia series. I love the Greenbone Saga. I thought it was very, very good. I have a different order of favorites than everyone else. Everyone seems to like book 3 the best. I think, I don't know, I go back and forth between book 1 and 2. Basically, if you like The Godfather and you like a lot of K-dramas or anything that is like street level gangs and stuff like Japan and China, I think that you'll really, really get into this. Just anything Eastern like that. It's really, really good. It is surprising. But you can see her influences of The Godfather are very, very much on her sleeve here. But these new covers, it did release. Very, very neat. And I think this is like the 3rd or 4th re-release this has got. So I think they just never expected the series to be as big of a hit as it is. And it seems like it's one of those that kind of crosses party lines a little bit, and that like people who don't usually like books like this really, really like it, and the hard fantasy people really like it too. So it's a little different. I mean, I struggled really what to call it. It feels almost more like gangland fantasy or something, because it's very much modern. They have telephones and things like that, but it does still have like a little bit of magic in it, so that considers fantasy. But I wouldn't really call it urban fantasy, really. It has a unique flavor to it. But if you haven't read it yet, guys, please do so. I reviewed book 1 on the channel. Hope you guys will, because I think this is a really, really great series. You're like me, you love The Godfather, you love Goodfellas, everything mafia-related, gangland style. This is really, really good stuff. I think you'll really, really enjoy it. So I thank them for sending that over, because those deserve to get all the love that they can. Now, I've got several new releases here from the Broken Binding. Of course, I do unboxings for these, like I tell you guys every single month. I do unboxings for these over on Instagram, and I also have a TikTok now. You want to join me over there on TikTok. I do all my unboxings, and I'll show you a lot more of these books I'm about to right now. First, this is Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. Hope I'm saying that name right. I forget what this series is called, but this is a very, very beautiful edition. And like I said, check out that video on the Instagram, on the TikTok if you want to see more. Same with The Sparrow by Mary Doria Russell. I had never heard of this series before Broken Binding announced that they were going to be doing it. But everyone that has seen me do the unboxing was like, man, that book will mess you up. It's so good. So that's one that's got on my radar, that like a lot of things with Broken Binding, if they make a really, really beautiful edition like these two, it's 2 series that I said I probably would have never, ever even heard of if it weren't for them. And now because they're doing such beautiful, magnificent editions, of course, it makes me want to read them immediately. So that's the subscription books for this month. Or no, actually it wasn't. Am I a month late? Did I do this one last month? The Darkness at Sethanon? This is the last book in the Rift War saga. I don't know. I forget what exactly order these are coming out in. But the Rift War will be happening next year, guys. Look at that. It's ridiculous. Rift War will be happening January. We start in January. I've got kind of a semi-read-along going for the Rift War saga. So if you're looking to read Rift War by Raymond Feist for the first time, maybe if you got all these beautiful Broken Binding editions, maybe you can join us, as we're going to be doing one per month at the beginning of 2026. It'll be very exciting. And then, guys, this is magnificent. If you guys watched that ridiculous award show I did last year, something that you might have saw come up several times was War for the Rose Throne by Peter McLean. This was one of the best series I read last year, and I think it had like 7 or 8 nominations because I love this series so damn much. And I'm excited because of Broken Binding, I now have a series that matches. Because I think it went through 2 different publishing houses, so you had to try your best to get books that match. So I had 2 match for each one, for books 1 and 2 match, and then books 3 and 4 didn't. Now they all match, and it's great. This is another awesome collection by the Broken Binding. I love this series so much, guys. If you haven't read War for the Rose Throne and you love so everybody says Peaky Blinders, but I don't know. I've only watched the pilot of Peaky Blinders, and it kind of put me to sleep. But I can see why people said that. But this is very much a very different kind of fantasy, but I think grimdark lovers will enjoy it. I reviewed the whole series on the channel. I think it's incredibly, vastly underrated. I know now there's like a 5th book. I love the way it ended. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if it's a continuation or if it's a novella, or if it's just within that world. But the way this series ended, perfect. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to touch that. So I'm good with just these 4. And I want to thank again Matt and his team over at Broken Binding for sending this over, because guys, thank you so much. I mean, a series I adore like this, and getting just an incredible matching set, it completes me. It really does. Broken Binding completes me, guys. So if you want to get on their wait list, I've got the link down below to get on the wait list for the Broken Binding. Let's try to scoot that over there. And you guys will get there faster than you think. I have some people who've been like, I've been waiting for 2 years, or some people are like, I got in there in like 3 or 4 months. So I don't really know. But yeah, get your name on there now. That way, when the opportunity does arise, you can jump on it. Lastly, got a couple things from some viewers. First, from Doug. He did send me this King of the Hill shirt. Now, the thing about King of the Hill is I never really watched it while it was on. It was something that I didn't really watch very much. I love Beavis and Butthead, Mike Judge, but I never really watched King of the Hill, which you'd think would make more sense because, you know, more southeast, southwest, Texas, Louisiana kind of area. It seems like it really like fits that style of living. But it wasn't until I got married, actually. My wife watches it a lot, and I'm just I haven't watched like every episode, but I think I've watched enough now to get the references and things like that. So I want to thank Doug for sending this over, because King of the Hill is one of those I think that one day I could just do like my kids are doing with The Simpsons right now, and just start at the beginning and just watch them all maybe. So thank you, Doug. I love always to add a nice new t-shirt to the collection, as I do anything Led Zeppelin based, and that's what my kids got me for my birthday, is this incredible illustrated Led Zeppelin like story in their own words, but it's like a picture book, and it has all kinds of stuff. Like, again, you hear all these different stories or whatever, and this is by the surviving band members talking about their story. And if you're a big Led Zeppelin fan like I am, this is just going to be something that you eat alive. So it's like that Metallica book that my wife got me for my birthday. Or when was that? I forget. Maybe it was a different day. I don't know. Maybe was that last year? I don't know. But again, if you're a huge Led Zeppelin fan, I think this is going to be just a visual feast for you, and you're just going to eat it up. And so my wife asked my kids, what do you want to get Dad for his birthday? I was like, well, something Led Zeppelin. And then the other one said, but also a book. So I said, how about a Led Zeppelin book? They did a good job, didn't they? Raised them okay, I think, so far. A couple more here. This is A Short Stay in Hell, Stephen L. Peck. This was sent by Tara, who sent me that amazing coffee that one time. Tara, this sounds really awesome. She said this is a really, really great spooky season to read that just kind of hasn't left her head yet. So that will definitely be getting read. And then my main man, Brian, from the Illuminati Bell Tube, he knows I am going on another cruise here pretty soon. The best way to get booze on board, not that I would condone you doing that, is to use one of his Bell flasks here, because they are undetectable by all security. Again, that's not what the reason you have to use it. If you'd like to go biking, you're just going to be at a festival or something, and you want a nice little clip, check out Brian's stuff on Bell Flask, and that helps my main man Brian out very, very much, because he's been doing this for a long time, and I want to thank him for sending me some extra large size ones and some nice. I got a camouflage one, so that means double. They won't be able to see it. They won't be able to see it because of metal detectors. Now they won't be able to see it because it's camouflage. It means it's invisible. Is that how camouflage works? Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone for everything that you sent over this month. You guys continue to be absolutely incredible. Cannot say thank you enough, but I'll say it one more time. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I would love to know what you guys got in the month of August. Why don't you go ahead and drop in the comments. Let me know anything new that you added to the home library. Any of these you want to know more about, please just ask. I would love to show you more. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see these unboxings. I think you'll find a lot more there to appreciate than when I show you here for a few seconds. And again, authors, publishers, everybody who sent me something, thank you. You are the best. Have an awesome, awesome weekend, and I'll talk to you guys soon.